Okay. Well, me lady, how about the museum? Now, there was a thing, the museum. That was a shocker when I mentioned it.
I think I was shocked more than anything else, but
Well,
it never would have happened if you hadn't been hit over the head and if Jack hadn't sort of spooked out on you and
it's
one
sort of
thing
the
or
way it
another.
goes with life, isn't it? That it isn't one thing. One thing makes another change, and another thing comes on about that. And in this case, there was no question about it. When was it? In 82. I'm playing tennis, and
Jack
I
and
get,
Carolyn had come over with the idea of giving you a gallery all to yourself on 57th Street in New York
that's right.
and a book and a few things like that.
And we
And
went down to celebrate at the tennis court where I was playing for the championship of Lou Hodes.
you won the championship, but you got hit over the head.
Uh, yeah, it actually did happen, as idiotic as it seems. I was hit over the head in a tennis game on purpose, and it was quite a shock and resulted in, within a few days, we knew I had blown my left bundle branch and I had suffered a heart attack and had a loss of muscle in the left ventricle that was significant. So that began a whole different thing. That's 82. We weren't kids by any means, but we sure were into Spain. We had moved into Yeguas. We loved Yeguas. I was painting away. Jack and Carolyn had 30 galleries, Circle Fine Arts, and I was one of their leading artists, if not the leading, and showing in 30 different galleries in the world. I wasn't happy with it.
Oh, I was, because you were getting a lot of money.
Not only a lot of money, but it was the first time. It was the first time I had a guaranteed income coming in and whatnot.
That's what I meant, was a lot of
Yes.
money. Enough to pay
That's
the
what bothered
bills.
me. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't that. It was the fact that for the first time we had been to the States already, and we found out from the hospital in Georgetown that I had a serious case, and the prognosis wasn't that great. It could be 5 years or 10 years, but with that muscle loss, stuff could very possibly happen. So
So
life,
instead of relaxing and taking it easy and enjoying what was left of your old age, you decided,
well, it was along the line of enjoying what was left of my age, yes. What do I want to do now? It was put that way to myself. And I came up, but I don't know why, we had all this furniture in the house. Yeguas was finished, and furniture was all over the place, all these magnificent 14th, 15th, 16th century hand-carved pieces of furniture, which we were seeing and using ourselves. They belonged to Spain, the patrimony of the state and whatnot, and nobody was really seeing it except the guests that we had up to the house.
and there were a lot of those.
And I thought I was doing you a favor in part, that we could take all of these things, plus the thousands, turned out to be nearly 5,000 artifacts that we had gathered over the preceding, what was it, preceding almost 18 years. And I just had a feeling, why not put them all in together in a museum? And the word museum came up.
I did.
And it just took me, it just overcame me. And in trying to sell it to you in the idea, I knew it should be in the stable, somewheres in the stable, and be fairly large. I didn't know it was going to turn out to be 5,000, 6,000 square feet. But,
So what was going to happen to the horses?
oh, we're continuing the horses. Anyway, well, come on, we had the stable here. This is the house and moving. And within this stable, why don't we take part of our ring that we use for the horses training and the carriages and whatnot. That was really pretty big. And why don't you put in a building right there on the side? And I had talked it over with Bonnie and Peppy already, and they said, yeah, it can be done, and we could do it, and so on. And that was, for me, how am I going to pass this through you? So I said,
Well,
how about a
you
museum?
you worked it out. You got me out of there for a month or so to travel.
That's right. We were going traveling, weren't we?
And if I wasn't there, then I couldn't be negative, and
No,
they
it wasn't
could go
about
ahead
that.
and
No, no, no,
build.
no, 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 no.
No.
I don't think so. We were going to Hungary, actually. Hungary and Czechoslovakia at the time. Yugoslavia, Hungary.
I think you really hoped to go to China ultimately, but
Well,
thank
in
God
the back
we
of my
couldn't.
mind, it probably did. But I got to say right now, although it probably doesn't belong here, I'm reading Mao now, the book, 700 pages. I don't want to go anywhere near China. I'll never go to China in my life. I'm sorry I ever mentioned the thing in my life. It is, I can't believe it. Stalin was an absolutely divine creature compared to the son of a bitch. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's get back to this. We were going away for 45 days. And I remember we got, well, by then I was going to say talked you into the museum, but it wasn't exactly like that. You came up with a lot of good ideas. You were saying no, but, and the main thing I think that was on your mind is you knew nothing about museumship, and where were we going to learn it?
Well, I wanted to go to school.
You wanted to do courses, you wanted to go to the States and take course. And I said, I don't know anybody anywhere that has better taste than you do and just basic design, and that's all it has to be. Of course, I didn't know anything about it, but we're going to show 5,000 artifacts and furniture just like you made our house. The house was beautiful. Every place we've been has all been this question of innate taste and in design and laying it out. Anyway, so off we went. And we built a building.
While we were gone,
we built that building here. And just before, as the walls were going up on the side, is when we were taking off for our trip. And you and I were inside this patio here, and I asked you, what do you want for the front of the building? And Pepe was there, and Wani handed you a piece of carton or cardboard or something, and you designed this church front right here that became really the logo of the museum. It's just fine. It looks like an iglesia in a small pueblo or something. And that became the entrance. And we said, okay, build it, and we'll be back. And we were out for 45 days. It was a wonderful trip. We never got into Hungary, unfortunately, did we?
They were having a couple of wars.
Yeah,
and
something
stuff
was happening.
Like that.
And by the time we got back, the building was up already, and we started putting things inside. What a thrill. What a thrill.
It was fun.
I haven't got the pictures right now, but I'll get them at some point or other, of the building, of the museum when we first took the first pictures of it. It was absolutely stark and plain, and we were so thrilled with it. I said, oh my God. Remember the platform? I mean, here you got 5,000 square feet, and you decided to put a platform in the center of about, yay high, so that it was at a different level, and it would be very effective. And it took me a long time to realize the reason you did that is you didn't want me to use it as a tennis court.
You already had 2 tennis courts. Why did you need another?
Tell me about decorating it and placing it in. Did you enjoy?
Oh,
Was
it
it
was
fun?
a ball. It was wonderful. And it turned out it was very successful. Not financially, but we got a lot of kudos.
Well, the eventuallys turned out to be almost 70,000 people who would pass through. And wow, look at that snow outside. My goodness, it is gorgeous out there. That we never had in Spain.
That's true.
Anyway, here we were with a museum. Little by little, you installed everything within it, the glass cases, the little touches, the lights. There were 200 and some odd lights that were brought in. And eventually, this is what we have.